They lie to you about menopause. If you're a female, this is going to be a super important presentation. If you're a man married to a female, this is going to be some very valuable information because the mainstream narrative on menopause is completely misleading. If you ask any conventional doctor, they'll tell you it's just about low estrogen, and the fix is hormone replacement therapy, HRT, or estrogen pills to tackle symptoms like hot flashes, weight gain, mood swings, night sweats, and fatigue. It sounds logical. Hormone drops, so replace it, right? But here's the harsh reality. HRT comes with massive risks, including higher chances of breast cancer, endometrial cancer, blood clots, strokes, gallstones, fluid retention, and spiked triglycerides that could devastate your heart health long term. These aren't minor side effects. They're life-altering consequences often downplayed in quick doctor visits. Worse, women in menopause frequently end up on a cocktail of drugs: gabapentin or clonidine for hot flashes, Ozempic for stubborn belly fat, SSRIs like Prozac for sudden depression, NSAIDs like ibuprofen for aching joints, bisphosphonates for bone loss, sarcopenia treatments for muscle wasting, and beta blockers for soaring blood pressure. This is polypharmacy in action, where one big myth about menopause spirals into a lifetime of meds, all because we're ignoring the true root cause behind symptoms that seem unrelated, but tie back to one core issue: a disrupted hypothalamus thermostat triggered by hormonal shifts, inflammation, insulin resistance, and nutrient deficiencies that conventional medicine rarely addresses. As Dr. Recheal from Vital Eternity, I'm here to expose these lies with science-backed insights and set the stage for a game-changing solution that's perfect for going viral as women search for real menopause relief without HRT risks, or why menopause symptoms are worse than I expected. Menopause typically hits around age 52, earlier for some due to genetics, smoking, or surgery, later for others with healthier lifestyles. When your ovaries retire, halting egg release and causing a sharp drop in hormones. Estrogen plummets from around 400 picograms per milliliter to 20 picograms per milliliter or less. Testosterone dips, affecting energy and libido, and progesterone often crashes to near zero, spiking anxiety and wrecking sleep. While estrogen gets the spotlight, its domino effect is key. When it tanks, it disrupts your brain's hypothalamus, a walnut-sized master controller acting like a microchip for your body's hormonal symphony. A critical part is a biological thermostat maintaining your core temperature at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, adjusting for deviations. Too high, it triggers sweating or vasodilation. Too low, shivering or vasoconstriction. Think of a home thermostat set at 72 degrees Fahrenheit with a buffer zone for slight fluctuations. Pre-menopause, this zone is wide. Post-menopause, low estrogen shrinks it dramatically, so minor triggers, stress, a carb-heavy meal spiking blood sugar, a warm room, or caffeine, set off intense hot flashes, drenching night sweats, or chills. But the hypothalamus doesn't just control temperature. It governs your body's set point weight, that stubborn number you can't budge, no matter how hard you diet or exercise, amps up appetite and sugar cravings, slows metabolism, zaps energy, messes with insulin, and ties to light-sensitive circadian rhythms, explaining disrupted sleep. This leads to visceral belly fat, mood swings, crashed libido, bone loss, muscle atrophy, high blood pressure, diabetes risk, and heart issues, all from one overlooked trigger, not just normal aging, as you're told. Digging deeper, research reveals shocking clues that make this script a must-share for menopause myths debunked. Women with prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, or insulin resistance, where cells stop responding to insulin, causing blood sugar spikes, face double or triple the risk of severe hot flashes. Why? Unstable blood sugars irritate the hypothalamus, narrowing its thermostat zone further, turning small triggers into major episodes. Cultural differences are telling. 80 to 91% of African American women report debilitating hot flashes, far higher than Asian or Caucasian women. Under 50% in some studies, pointing to vitamin D deficiency as a massive factor. Darker skin tones, rich in melanin, block UV rays needed for vitamin D production, especially in sun-scarce regions like the US, and low vitamin D skyrockets hot flash intensity, worsens bone health, and fuels metabolic chaos. Estrogen protects pancreatic beta cells that produce insulin, fights insulin resistance, a driver of obesity, fatty liver, high triglycerides, and chronic diseases, reduces inflammation that tightens the hypothalamic thermostat, and regulates liver gluconeogenesis, where the liver overproduces glucose in insulin-resistant states, contributing up to 80% of blood sugar in diabetics, not just diet. This fuels weight gain, fatigue, and more. Estrogen and vitamin D are also bidirectionally linked. Estrogen drives vitamin D activation in the kidneys and receptor binding in cells, while vitamin D supports aromatase, an enzyme in adrenals and fat that converts testosterone to estrogen post-ovary shutdown. Low estrogen means less active vitamin D. Low vitamin D means less estrogen production, a vicious cycle. Plus, vitamin D deficiency spikes parathyroid hormone, PTH, which leaches bone calcium, causing rapid osteopenia or osteoporosis post-menopause. Outdated guidelines claiming 600 to 800 international units of vitamin D daily are enough, based on old Ricketts data, are woefully inadequate. For menopause support, immunity, and estrogen function, you need 6,000 to 10,000 IU daily, and normal blood levels of 20 nanograms per milliliter are actually deficient. This is the truth Big Pharma sidesteps, but it's what women searching vitamin D for menopause or insulin resistance and hot flashes need to hear. Stay tuned for part 2, where I'll unveil the natural, viral-worthy plan to thrive through menopause. Check my insulin resistance guide linked below for a sneak peek. They lie to you about menopause. If you're a female, this is going to be a super important presentation. If you're a man married to a female, this is going to be some very valuable information, because the conventional approach, pushing hormone replacement therapy, HRT, and a slew of drugs for menopause symptoms, misses the mark, leaving women trapped in a cycle of side effects and symptom chasing while ignoring the root causes like insulin resistance, vitamin D deficiency, and hypothalamic dysfunction. As Dr. Recheal from Vital Eternity, I've exposed the myths in part 1, showing how low estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone disrupt your brain's thermostat, driving hot flashes, weight gain, mood swings, bone loss, and more. Now I'm sharing a comprehensive, science-backed, natural plan to reclaim your vitality and make menopause a phase of strength, not suffering. Optimized for going viral as women search for natural menopause remedies, how to stop hot flashes without drugs, and best ways to lose menopause weight. This isn't about masking symptoms with risky meds. It's about fixing the root issues with lifestyle strategies and safe alternatives that empower you to thrive, making this the ultimate shareable guide for women everywhere feeling dismissed by conventional care. The cornerstone of this plan is tackling insulin resistance, the hidden driver amplifying hot flashes, belly fat, diabetes risk, and other symptoms by destabilizing blood sugars and inflaming the hypothalamus. The good news? It's fully reversible in weeks to months with targeted lifestyle changes. Start by slashing refined carbs and sugars, ditch bread, pasta, pastries, sodas, and processed snacks that spike insulin, replacing them with nutrient-dense foods like leafy greens, avocados, wild-caught salmon, grass-fed meats, nuts, and berries to stabilize blood sugars and reduce inflammation. Embrace intermittent fasting, like the 16-to-8 method, eating within an 8-hour window, fasting for 16, which gives your pancreas a break, boosts fat-burning autophagy, and enhances insulin sensitivity. Studies show it can cut insulin resistance by 20 to 30% in months. Add strength training 2 to 3 times weekly. Think body weight squats, dumbbell lifts, or resistance bands to build insulin-sensitive muscle, burning glucose more efficiently. Stress and poor sleep worsen insulin resistance, so incorporate daily practices like 10-minute meditation, deep breathing, or gentle yoga, and aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep in a cool, dark room. My in-depth guide on how to reverse insulin resistance naturally for menopause relief, linked below, includes meal plans, fasting schedules, and tracking tips that have transformed thousands of women. Perfect for searches like menopause diet plan. Next, supercharge vitamin D to break the deficiency cycle, fueling hot flashes, bone loss, and hormonal chaos. Forget outdated advice of 600 to 800 IU daily. Aim for 20,000 IU of vitamin D. 3. Cholecalciferol daily, equivalent to 40 minutes of midday sun exposure without sunscreen, to overcome absorption barriers from low estrogen and aging. This dose supports immunity, muscle health, estrogen function, and inflammation control, targeting blood levels of 60 to 80 nanograms per milliliter. Test every 3 to 6 months. Pair with 400 to 500 milligrams of magnesium, glycinate or citrate for best absorption, to lower cortisol, improve sleep, reduce muscle cramps, and enhance vitamin D's effects, plus 100 to 200 micrograms of vitamin K2, MK7, to direct calcium to bones, preventing arterial calcification. Cofactors like zinc, 15 to 30 milligrams, and boron, 3 to 6 milligrams, can help if tests show deficiencies. For fast symptom relief without pharmaceutical risks, explore natural K3R mimics. New drugs target this pathway for hot flashes, but nature's safer options shine. Try soy isoflavones, 50 to 100 milligrams daily from fermented miso or tempeh, not processed soy milk, to avoid thyroid issues. For phytoestrogen support, resveratrol, 200 to 500 milligrams from red grapes or supplements, for antioxidant and estrogen-modulating benefits. Black cohosh, 40 to 80 milligrams standardized extract, a proven herb-cutting hot flash frequency by up to 50% in studies. Or red clover, 40 to 80 milligrams isoflavones, for similar relief. These are gold for best natural menopause supplements searches, offering drug-like benefits without cancer risks. Reset your hypothalamus by aligning with circadian rhythms. Get 20 to 30 minutes of morning sunlight at sunrise, or use a 10,000 lux full-spectrum therapy lamp indoors to signal daytime, stabilizing hormones and mood. At night, 2 hours before bed, dim lights, avoid screens, or wear blue light blocking glasses, and create a cool 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit dark sleep environment to boost melatonin and reduce night sweats. If progesterone imbalance causes severe anxiety or insomnia, since it tanks more than estrogen, try bioidentical progesterone cream, 20 to 40 milligrams nightly. Consult a functional doc to restore balance. For sleep woes, low-dose melatonin, 3 milligrams, is a safe bridge with near-zero side effects. Midday sun exposure also ramps up cellular melatonin via infrared rays, fighting oxidative stress. If symptoms persist, test free and total testosterone with a hormone-savvy practitioner. Plastics like BPA are crashing levels across genders, and normal ranges are misleading, based on today's depleted averages, not optimal health. Bioidentical testosterone pellets, 50 to 100 milligrams every 3 to 6 months, can convert to estrogen, boosting vitamin D efficacy, curbing inflammation, and easing symptoms like low libido and fatigue, but only with expert dosing. This is your viral roadmap to eternal vitality through menopause. Share it with every woman searching for hope beyond pills. For the full insulin resistance reversal video with free resources like meal plans and trackers, check it out linked right here. Let's make menopause your most empowered chapter yet.